Hi, I'm Ray Thomas.
I'm Chad Boyd.
Both pro staffers for Ironman Outdoors. We've been leading a retreat here in Kentucky this week, and just wanted to share some things that we've seen through the process of Brutus. And this is a deer that we've had on camera for what now?
About 3 years on the retreats that we've been doing. So.
He's been seen a couple of times by several hunters in the stands, but nobody's ever made the connection with him. And finally, yesterday afternoon, one of our hunters was able to put an arrow in him, and he's just a phenomenal deer. We talk about the things last night about the whole process of how all this went down, from text messages being sent that where I was hunting yesterday afternoon, I was not able to receive text messages, so I didn't know any of the events that were going on. So I get back to the truck, Chad's telling me that Brutus has been shot. Next thing I know,
I'm all excited, and Ray's kind of dumbfounded.
50-something text messages had come through at one time, you know, talking about the deer, and it's just it was a surreal moment to find out that we'd finally connected with this deer. And
a deer we've been trying to hunt and harvest for all these years, So
we the part about the deer itself, we and the retreats, we get caught up in the expectations of when we post these things on social media and we see these big deer, and a lot of people get caught up in the numbers, and so often we ruin our hunt by the expectation of coming in and thinking that we're going to see a 150 or 160 inch deer every time we go into the woods. But in reality, that's not what happens. It's very fortunate that Jason was able to harvest this deer, and we're very excited for him. But I think that what we saw through the process last night, there was no envy, there was no
aggravation, by people that hadn't had a chance to harvest a deer yet. It was just like a band of brothers, best friends out in the woods, celebrating a victory, man.
12 guys
from all over the country
huddled around one deer in the woods,
celebrating
with a brother that had just taken a deer of a lifetime.
That's right. And I think that's what it's all about. We get caught up in the kill. And what I think is so amazing is we've had this deer on camera, and it almost becomes like a part of, I don't want to say a part of you, but almost like a friend. You got video footage or camera footage or trail cam pics and all this stuff of this deer. And then when you finally get a chance to harvest a deer, to be able to hold it and touch it, something that you've been watching on camera for all these years, it's a very surreal moment.
I told Jason earlier that there's a lot of people that go through their life that never are able to see a deer of that caliber in person, much less see one live. And just to put your hands on it and to see how, for lack of a better term,
impressive,
magnificent that deer is. He's just he's a super deer. But we also talked about the fact that if he had been sitting in that stand and a 120 inch deer would have come by, he'd have probably shot that deer
and been
just as happy
because he'd have never even knew what was there. So.
The point is let's don't get caught up in the numbers of the deer. Hey, it's great, and somebody's got to kill the one that goes in the book. But just to be a part of it,
it was truly a pleasure. And so, anyway, again, this is Chad Boyd, Ray Thomas, Ironman Outdoors. Love to have you on a retreat sometime.
Hi, I'm Jason Terry, here on an Ironman Outdoors hunting trip. It's actually my second trip with this group. About 6 years ago, I was doing an internet search looking for Christian hunting organizations, just wanting to do something a little bit different. Stumbled across them and hunted with Patrick up in Illinois, and wasn't the best of times. Full moon, warm weather, so we hunted hard. Didn't see anything, but I was really touched by the organization, by the camaraderie that was instantly built, the Christian atmosphere, our manhood discussions in the evening, and it really impacted me. Went home and told a buddy of mine, I was like, man, we gotta go do this. Well, it's been 6 or 7 years. And this fall I called him and I said, Will, this is it. We're gonna do it this year. Get on the site, let's find us a hunt and let's go. So we had been wanting to hunt Kentucky, and sure enough they had one, and it fell right in the calendar. And luckily Will made the decision to come, because if he wasn't coming, I wasn't coming. The story is now I'm the one that killed Brutus. I didn't know about Brutus. I just wanted to come for the experience. So I think it's day 4. I'm not really sure. My brain's still a little scrambled, but I hadn't seen anything. Been hunting, hadn't seen the first deer in the woods. Had some wind, had some rain, had some really cold weather come in behind it, so everything looked good on paper. Just wasn't seeing anything. So yesterday, my buddy Will made the decision that we were going to go try a new spot. Try a different farm, go hunt a couple of different areas. And so we set off and sort of just flipped a coin about who was going to go where. So I traipsed through the woods about 100 yards, so I was told. Ended up being about 400, but got up in the stand and bumped 2 deer as soon as I got there, and I was a little frustrated, traipsing through the woods, and it didn't feel right. You know, it was a low down area, looked like a bedding area, and I figured I'd bumped everything, and sitting in the tree just enjoying the day, and I was trying to remember why I was here. I was trying to, you know, my time in the woods is special to me. I spend a lot out there, but it's my time to refocus, to settle down, just really communicate with God and listen for what He wants me to be doing in my life. So I enjoy the times, they're special. But at the same time, I like to hunt, and I like to eat, and I like to celebrate. So I was sitting there, a little disappointed, but heard a buck grunt out there, and so I thought, well, let's pay attention. And doe comes out, little buck comes out, they pass around. Next thing I see is some chocolate horns coming through the woods, and got a little shaky, got a little excited. He came out. I do a lot of hunting, but apparently I don't know a lot about deer. I knew it was a good deer. Put a decent shot on him. Dropped him, had to do a little work getting another arrow in him. And it turns out he's a real good deer, but at the end of the day, it's not really about the deer. I was standing back there trying to get my wits about me and figure out what to do, and I wasn't real sure. I was excited. I got on the phone with my wife. I was crying, trying to get in touch with my dad. Couldn't breathe for a while. Texting my buddy, I'm like, I got a big deer down. I'm gonna need some help back here. And before you know it, there was 13 guys standing deep in the woods with headlights, all celebrating the kill, celebrating being together and just being excited. And if you want to know what it takes to carry out a big deer through the woods, it takes about 12 guys. we loaded him up, and nobody wanted to drag him, didn't want to mess up his hide, didn't want to mess up his antlers. So we rigged up a system with some straps, and we carried him out of the woods like a king. But to have 12 guys and not know any but one of them all celebrating, it just gives you a good picture of what the body of Christ is. It's not about individuals. It's about being together. It's about supporting each other. It's about loving each other. So I got a bunch of friends now. This is a story that will be told way too many times. And I know we'll all look back on it and we'll laugh and it'll bring back memories, but the first memory it'll bring back is being together and decisions that we make. You know, like I said before, if Will hadn't decided that he could come on this trip, I wouldn't have come. I wanted to hunt with my buddy, wanted to, you know, to be with somebody that I knew and celebrate possible good times. So the decision for him to come, for him to decide for us to hunt another farm, you know, and he's taught me a lot over the years about being patient and waiting. So without that, we wouldn't be where we were today. But decisions are important. Little decisions can change your life one way or the other. But if you're basing your decisions on Christ and where He wants to lead you in your life, I'm not saying that's why I killed this deer, but I'm just saying your focus on where your decisions are made are important.
A lot of people think Ironman Outdoors, if you follow us on social media, you might even think we're outfitters, but we're not. We're a men's ministry, a 501c3 ministry, and our mission is to connect men to Christ in the outdoors. We do that through hunting and fishing retreats. We do about 35 different retreats a year for deer and hogs, and we do those in about 12 different states. Western Kentucky is a special place for us. We've got about 1,200 acres that we lease there and have the exclusive hunting rights to, and that's why we can zero in on a deer like Brutus and help a guy put him on the ground like we did this weekend. As a ministry, each evening after the hunts are over, we do what we call a manhood discussion, and we talk about being a godly father and what does that look like, being a godly husband and how to strengthen our marriages, and we talk about being a godly man and putting spiritual disciplines in our life and getting accountability with other guys in our lives. These are all part of the ministry. Killing big deer is part of the ministry, but there's so much more. We want to help guys become better fathers, godly husbands, and godly men. You know, the Bible tells us that even the rocks declare the glory of God and the heavens declare the glory of God. And it's our hope that some of the pictures and the post about Brutus and this impressive deer that's been killed, we hope that'll bring glory to God too through our ministry. We hope you'll come join us on an Ironman Outdoors retreat and get to experience some great deer hunting, but also some great fellowship, some manhood discussions, and being around some true godly men in an authentic atmosphere.
I just shot. Oh my gosh. I'm on the deer with this ground. I'm on the ground with this deer. I'm 10 yards from him. I spine shot him. I couldn't get another arrow in him because he was behind all this junk. I tried to slide one in. I shot below him. I only had one left. I had to get down on the ground and crawl over here. And I just put an arrow in him. There was another 8-pointer down here. I'm shaking like a leaf. He's a giant chocolate horned. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do. I don't have another arrow. He's dying. My stand's right there. I'm freaking out. Totally freaking out. He's a giant. Well, that's a disco party we like to see. I have no idea how big that joker is, but you can see it took 3 arrows. I spine shot him. I missed him because he was flopping around. I couldn't get a shot. So I got on the ground and crawled to 10 yards. Put the final shot in him. That is the deer of a lifetime. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't even know what to say. I do know it. Even though I don't even know how many points it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got a kicker. 5, 6. Trash all over the place. He's got a kicker on the back. Guy's got double kickers there. Where was I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 13 plus a ton of trash. This is ridiculous.